Yo, what's going on, my people? Welcome back to the Live Capital YouTube channel, where life is for the taking. Now, you would have had to have been a part of the old system, the old channel, to really remember how we were talking about Larry Fink a couple years ago. It was really revealed back then that Larry Fink was firstly telling us all that tokenization is truly the future of the markets. And you guys can see here that he recently met with Brian Armstrong, the head over at Coinbase. I really want to show you guys right now, this is really a unprecedented time that we're in, times that crypto has never seen before, because we're seeing crypto reach levels of legitimacy that we all dreamed of. As you guys can see right here, Brian Armstrong was saying to Larry, great to catch up, Larry, tokenization is the future. It's time to bring every asset on chain. That's pretty much an indicator to everyone that we know that all assets are most likely going to be coming on chain. Now, today's news is going to be really about just like kind of an emergency drop. I had a comment, somebody was really saying in our last IOTA update how there's been a connection with IOTA and Sui, and I checked into it, and yes, that is of course is correct. You guys know, of course, if you're not familiar with our channel, just throughout the whole hackings and everything, we've been keeping our eyes, of course, on this market, but now it's time to really update our people who haven't been able to. I'm telling you guys, this connection is way bigger than most people think, and that's what tends to really happen with a lot of these ISO cryptos. So let's go ahead and really stack these facts so we can really be at a better place within all of that. Now go ahead and taking our price check right now at the time of this recording. IOTA is going for about 10 cents. You could see that the market cap for this is really sub 500 million. So again, guys, you really have to do some real digging to really understand the technology and how valuable this truly is. And we're going to be testing and looking into that. But the real story today is how IOTA actually rebuilt their entire layer 1, and they actually use Sui's actual code. So you guys can see right here, they had dropped this actually at the end of the year last year, but I want you guys to understand just the overhaul and what's been really happening with IOTA. You guys can see right here that change has happened, and now that we're going into this new year, we're going to make a connection for what it all means right now. But this is called IOTA Rebased, and it was basically a big IOTA update, a history that's a upgrade that's been done on their history. It's huge, and what they did was port Sui's MoveVM. You guys understand, you know, you have the EVM with Ethereum. If you guys aren't familiar, that's the apparatus for how people are able to create smart contracts throughout Ethereum. Well, there's other platforms, of course, that have their VM, their virtual machine. So this MoveVM and the Mysticeti consensus, they are all being integrated right into IOTA's DAG. And when I'm talking about out of all the chosen 5 cryptos, ISO cryptos, XRP, XLM, XDC, IOTA, and Algorand, IOTA is, and I will always say, the most complicated, but again, it has so much efficiency to really show you guys this right here. So again, just to really understand what this means is now you have this native move smart contracts that are going to be operating on the layer 1. Now you have over 50,000 transactions per second. You still have near instant finality that's happening. And of course, it's still 100% feeless. IOTA, a leading global infrastructure that's going to be bringing real world assets on chain. What did we just hear from 2 major juggernauts in crypto? That they're bringing every asset on chain. So this is very, very bullish for everybody that's involved. But again, folks, I'll leave you guys a link so you could do your own research on this. Again, this article is letting you guys know straight up that they did choose Sui's move after testing about every VM under the sun, and they chose Sui's VM because they believe that it's actually object oriented. They actually believe it's secure. So I'll leave a link for you guys. It is a pretty juicy read, letting you guys know a lot about the things that are going to be digitized. And of course, they have certain things here, digital product passports. You can currently tokenize, of course, your NFTs, but you can actually use it as a certificate and a proof of origin, but as collateral and collateral-backed lending. I mean, we were talking about this years ago. Now they're already putting it in there. So it doesn't have to be anything shady. People are already building it inside. So look at that. Also, they did a little bit of a technical deep dive into how that's going to work, just confirming Sui's and Sui's MoveVM into the DAG, how it's going to work, how they kept the EVM layer 2 compatible, and really adding more things for validators, more features and whatnot, adding more things for dynamics for validators. Check that out, of course. But again, so people can understand as well what they were talking about here is how the devs are saying that this technology is already working, and of course how with the Sui upgrade that they wanted to make it operational, of course, by early 2025, which of course, as you guys know, that they have. So if you are interested in this chain called Sui, which boasts a $6.3 billion market cap, you guys can see that here. If you want to actually grab some of the markets, it's available just about everywhere. Coinbase, Binance, KuCoin, Gate, you guys can see here, Kraken, BingX, Mexi, HTX, a few different exchanges. Even crypto.com has Sui. It's you guys can, again, it's a huge market cap within the top 20. So you guys can see that within itself is pretty big. But to really connect the dots of what we have a little bit more recently, of course, and what we were telling you guys in the original is how IOTA Africa and Sui are officially running those joint workshops and grants and boot camps that they're having in Kenya and Nigeria and Ghana, and they're onboarding all of the next million African devs, okay, that are going to be working on this MoveVM. You see what I'm saying here? Actively backing up these developers so they can guarantee that, because again, apart from all their contributions, they want to make sure that these experts actually specialize in design, specialize in development, folks. So this isn't just what I'd say, this isn't just a fork, okay? It isn't just marketing. IOTA actually took the best parts of what Sui had and then truly just made it feeless, all right? Just to break that really down for everyone, because again, you know, if you really look at it, you're taking all the same language of what Sui has and the same of what you even have with Aptos. Check into that as well. They have zero fees, they're DAG, they're scalable, they're built for Internet of Things, you know what I'm saying? But you even trade finance, you could also have RWAs, but you have Sui holders that can actually win within this, because again, guys, you have all of that Move ecosystem moving. You have more Move liquidity that's actually getting involved. You know, that's something to really think about. So IOTA holders, they actually have a smart contract layer that can actually work now. I mean, there's people that have been waiting for that IOTA smart contract layer for a while. So now, guys, again, it is here. If you've been even holding IOTA since about 2017, seriously, guys, I mean, really holding it down, okay? When everybody was saying, since this has no smart contracts, it's this dead project, all those different things, we did not compromise. Everybody else was thinking this thing was trash. We did not sit there and do that. No, we buy the dip. All right. So guys, drop some hands in the comments. Just drop some rockets in the comments. Let me know you guys are actually adding on some IOTA to the dip. Of course, be sure that you follow us over on X just for some real-time alpha, and as well follow all the links in the description. But of course, guys, I appreciate everybody who is really a part of this thing. Again, expand who you are. Refuse to put your circumstances above where you want to go, because I want you guys to have a earnest heart out here. You want to have your mind fixed on what you want from him above, and you guys understand we will continue to fly on high, my people. With that being said, my people, I'll holler at you later. Peace.